Speak this and see. Unexpected money. Show up within hours. Florence Scovel Shinn. There exists within you at this very moment a force so magnificent, so absolute in its power, that when properly understood and directed, it can manifest money and abundance in ways that will astound your human mind. This force is not separate from you. It is you. It is the creative power of your spoken word, animated by divine intelligence and backed by the infinite substance of God. Florence Scovel Shinn revealed to us that in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And this same creative principle operates through your voice when you align with spiritual law. Your words are not merely sounds vibrating through the air. They are living forces, pregnant with creative power, capable of reshaping your entire financial reality within hours. But here lies the sacred mystery that most never comprehend. It is not the words themselves that hold the power, but the consciousness behind them, the absolute knowing that what you speak must manifest because it is backed by divine law. When you speak with this knowing, you are not begging the universe for money. You are commanding it into form through the authority of your divine nature. Consider this profound truth. Every word you have ever spoken about money has been creating your current financial experience. If lack surrounds you, it is because lack has been the predominant frequency of your financial declarations. If abundance flows freely, it is because your words have been aligned with the eternal truth of infinite supply. The moment you truly grasp this, you hold the key to transforming your financial life instantly. There is a supply for every demand. This is not mere wishful thinking. This is spiritual law. The universe is not withholding money from you. You have been withholding money from yourself through words of limitation, fear, and lack. Every time you have said, "I can't afford it," you have sent a powerful command to your subconscious mind and to the creative forces of the universe. Every time you have complained about bills or worried about money, you have been using the sacred power of your word to create more of what you do not want. But in this moment, everything changes. Right now, as divine truth illuminates your consciousness, you are awakening to your true power. You are remembering who you really are, a divine being with access to infinite substance. The same power that created galaxies and set stars in motion flows through your voice when you speak from this place of knowing. When you declare your financial good with absolute faith, backed by spiritual understanding, the universe must respond. It has no choice, for you are using the same creative principle that brought forth all existence. The transformation begins with this recognition. Your word is law in your world. Not tomorrow, not next week, but right now. The money you need is already yours in the divine realm of infinite possibilities. Your job is not to figure out how it will come. That is God's business. Your job is to speak it into your visible world through the sacred act of decree. When you speak from the center of divine truth within you, you are not hoping for money to appear. You are commanding it to manifest because it is your divine right to live in abundance. You have been living under a spell, a collective hypnosis that has convinced you that money is scarce, that you must struggle to earn it, and that financial worry is a normal part of human experience. This spell was not cast by outside forces, but by the accumulation of countless thoughts and words of limitation that have formed a vibrational prison around your financial life. Today, we break this spell forever through the power of spiritual truth and right speaking. The first chains to break are the words you speak about your current financial situation. Listen carefully to what comes out of your mouth when money is discussed. Do you hear yourself saying, "Times are hard, money doesn't grow on trees," or "the rich get richer and the poor get poorer"? Each of these statements is a decree that locks you into limitation. You are literally speaking your financial imprisonment into existence with every word of lack you utter. Florence Scovel Shinn taught us that man's word is his wand filled with magic and power. But most people are using their magic wand to create the very conditions they claim to want to escape. The spell of financial limitation is maintained through habitual negative speaking about money. When you complain about your bills, you are not just venting. You are casting a spell that attracts more bills. When you worry aloud about not having enough, you are not being realistic. You are being a powerful creator working against your own good. But here is the liberating truth that shatters every chain of financial bondage. You can speak a new reality into existence starting right now. The same power that has been creating your limitations can create your abundance. The moment you change your words about money, you change your vibrational frequency, and the universe must match this new vibration with corresponding circumstances. My supply comes from God and now appears in perfect ways. This is not just a pretty affirmation. This is a spiritual fact. When you declare this with conviction, you are aligning yourself with the source of all wealth. You are remembering that your supply does not come from your job, your investments, or any external source. It comes from the infinite intelligence that owns all the wealth in the universe and is constantly seeking channels through which to express abundance. The spell breaks completely when you realize that money is simply energy, divine substance taking form. It is as limitless as the air you breathe or the sunlight that warms your face. The apparent scarcity you see in the world is not scarcity of money itself, but scarcity of consciousness about money's true nature. When you awaken to the truth that you live in an abundant universe where infinite substance is constantly circulating, you position yourself to receive your share. And your share is unlimited. Stop speaking about what you don't have and start declaring what is already yours in divine mind. Stop discussing your problems and start proclaiming your solutions. Stop analyzing your limitations and start announcing your limitless supply. Every word of lack you have ever spoken can be neutralized by one powerful declaration of truth. Infinite Spirit, open the way for my immediate supply. Let all that is mine by divine right now reach me in perfect ways. When you speak this with the authority of your divine nature, something magical happens in the invisible realm. Your financial good begins moving toward you with divine speed. Within the next few hours, unexpected money can appear in your life through channels you never imagined possible. This is not fantasy. This is the miraculous science of spiritual law in operation. When you understand how the invisible forces of abundance respond to right speaking, you can literally speak money into manifestation with divine speed. The key lies in understanding what Florence Scovel Shinn called the divine timing of perfect manifestation. Most people think manifestation takes time because they are operating from human consciousness rather than divine consciousness. Human consciousness is bound by linear time, physical limitations, and logical reasoning. But divine consciousness operates outside of time and limitation. In the realm of spirit, your good already exists in perfect completion. Your job is not to create abundance. It is to accept it, claim it, and speak it into your visible world. I give thanks for my immediate and abundant supply now manifested. When you speak these words with absolute faith, you are not hoping for future provision. You are acknowledging present reality in the divine realm. You are calling forth what already is into what appears to be. This is the sacred science of manifestation that works through spiritual law, not human effort. The universe is constantly orchestrating miraculous ways to deliver your good to you. Right now, as you read these words, infinite intelligence is arranging circumstances, moving people, and opening channels to bring unexpected money into your experience. But these divine arrangements can only complete themselves when you stop blocking them with words of doubt, worry, and limitation. Every time you speak about how long manifestation takes or how difficult money is to obtain, you slow down the very forces that are working to deliver your abundance. Here is a profound truth that will revolutionize your relationship with money. The universe operates through synchronicity, not hard work. When you are in alignment with spiritual law through right speaking, you position yourself to receive through what appears to be coincidence, but is actually divine orchestration. The phone call that brings an unexpected opportunity, the check that arrives in the mail, the refund you had forgotten about, the gift from an unexpected source, these are not accidents. They are the universe responding to your spiritual alignment. Unexpected money comes to me from unexpected sources in unexpected ways. Speak this declaration with the knowing that it is already in motion. Feel the excitement of anticipation, not because you are hoping for money to come, but because you know it is already on its way. This knowing is not blind faith. It is recognition of spiritual law in operation. The speed of manifestation is directly proportional to your level of absolute faith. When you speak with complete conviction, backed by spiritual understanding, you collapse the time between desire and fulfillment. You move from linear manifestation to instantaneous demonstration. This is what happens when divine consciousness takes precedence over human reasoning. You stop asking, "How will this happen?" and start knowing this is happening now. Money is seeking you just as much as you are seeking it. Infinite substance wants to flow through you, to bless you, to demonstrate its limitless nature through your experience. When you speak from this truth, you become a magnet for miraculous supply. You align yourself with the divine flow of abundance that is always moving toward channels of positive expectation and spiritual understanding. You are not a person trying to get money. You are a divine being expressing infinite abundance. This shift in identity changes everything about your financial experience. When you speak from the consciousness of who you truly are rather than from the illusion of lack and limitation, your words carry the creative power of the divine itself. Florence Scovel Shinn revealed that man is made in God's likeness and image, imagination, and is given power and dominion over all created things, and this includes absolute dominion over your financial affairs. The reason your previous attempts to manifest money may have failed is not because the principles don't work, but because you were speaking from the wrong identity. You were speaking as someone who needed money rather than as someone who already possesses unlimited access to divine substance. When a millionaire speaks about money, their words carry a different vibration than when someone broke speaks about money. But here is the magnificent truth. Your true identity is not determined by your bank account. It is determined by your divine nature. I am one with infinite riches. I am one with God's abundant supply. This is not an affirmation you are trying to make true. This is a recognition of what is already true. You are not separate from the source of all wealth. You are not dependent on external circumstances for your supply. You are an expression of infinite abundance, and abundance is your natural state. When you truly understand your divine identity, your entire way of speaking about money transforms. You stop begging the universe for provision and start claiming your inheritance. You stop worrying about bills and start knowing that all your needs are met. You stop fearing lack and start expecting miraculous supply. This is not arrogance. This is alignment with spiritual truth. Your divine identity as a child of the Most High gives you the right to speak with authority over your financial circumstances. When you declare, "Let there be money," you are using the same creative principle that spoke the universe into existence. When you command, "Lack, be dissolved," abundance, be made manifest, you are exercising your divine dominion over the financial realm of your experience. But this identity must be more than intellectual understanding. It must become your living reality. Every word you speak about money must come from the consciousness of your true nature. When you pay bills, speak as one who has unlimited supply. When you see something you desire, speak as one who can afford anything. When you think about your financial future, speak as one who is divinely provided for in all ways. I am rich with God's riches. I am supplied with God's supply. Let these words penetrate your consciousness until they become more real to you than any appearance of lack. Let them echo in your mind until they drown out every thought of financial worry. Let them flow from your lips until they reshape your entire financial reality. Your divine identity is not something you must earn or achieve. It is something you must remember and claim. You were born with unlimited access to divine substance. You were created to live in abundance, to prosper in all your ways, to have more than enough to meet every need and fulfill every desire. When you speak from this identity consistently, your outer world must conform to this inner truth. Divine law is not something that works slowly over time. It works instantly and continuously. Every word you speak sets spiritual forces in motion that begin working immediately to manifest your spoken word into form. The delay between speaking and receiving is not because the law is slow, but because your faith wavers, your words contradict each other, and your consciousness shifts between truth and limitation. When you understand the immediate action of divine law, you can maintain the vibrational frequency that allows instant manifestation. Florence Scovel Shinn taught us that faith knows it has already received and acts accordingly. This is the consciousness required for immediate supply. You must speak as if your financial good is already accomplished in the spiritual realm and simply appearing in your physical experience. When you call forth money with this level of conviction, the universe responds with divine speed because you are not asking. You are acknowledging what already is. My word is the law of God in action. What I speak in faith must manifest now. This is not hope or wishful thinking. This is recognition of how spiritual law operates. Your word, when spoken with absolute faith and divine authority, sets forces in motion that cannot be stopped by any outer circumstance. Banks may be closed, but divine supply knows no limitations. The economy may fluctuate, but infinite substance remains constant and available. Right now, as you align with this truth, spiritual forces are moving on your behalf. Angels of prosperity are being dispatched to arrange your good. Divine intelligence is orchestrating the perfect channels for your supply to reach you. Infinite substance is flowing toward you through paths you cannot yet see, but that are already established in the spiritual realm. This is not something that might happen. This is what is happening now, because spiritual law is always in operation. The immediate action of divine law requires immediate faith and immediate speaking. You cannot declare abundance in the morning and worry about bills in the afternoon. You cannot affirm prosperity on Sunday and complain about money on Monday. Divine law responds to consistency of consciousness and speaking. When you maintain unwavering faith in your spoken word, you maintain the spiritual conditions necessary for immediate manifestation. Let the perfect plan of my life be fulfilled. Let divine supply appear immediately in perfect ways. When you speak these words, you are not requesting future blessing. You are recognizing present provision. You are aligning with the divine timing that knows exactly when and how to manifest your good for your highest benefit and the highest good of all concerned. The universe is not withholding your good while it considers your worthiness. Divine law does not play favorites or require you to prove yourself. It responds to the spiritual principles of faith, right speaking, and consciousness alignment. When these elements are in place, manifestation is immediate because divine law is immediate in its action. Your supply is already on its way to you. The money you need is already moving through channels you have not yet imagined. The provision you require is already arranged in divine mind. Your job is to maintain the consciousness that allows divine law to complete its perfect work in your experience. Speak with authority. Maintain your faith. Expect immediate demonstration. Divine law is working right now to manifest the abundance you have spoken into being. The ultimate secret to seeing money appear within hours is living in the consciousness of answered prayer before you see any evidence in the outer world. This is the consciousness that Florence Scovel Shinn called acting your faith, where you speak and behave as if your good has already been received because in spiritual truth it has been received the moment you claimed it with perfect faith. When you speak your declarations of abundance, you must immediately shift into the consciousness of having received. You must feel the gratitude of answered prayer, the peace of provided supply, the joy of manifested abundance. This is not pretending. This is aligning with spiritual reality where your good already exists in perfect completion. The outer world is simply catching up with what has already been established in consciousness. I have received my supply. I give thanks for immediate manifestation of abundant provision. Notice that these words are spoken in the present tense of having received, not future tense of hoping to receive. This is the consciousness that activates the immediate action of divine law. You are not waiting for your good to come, You are welcoming your good to appear in visible form. Living in answered prayer consciousness means you speak differently, think differently, and act differently from this moment forward. When someone asks about your financial situation, you speak from abundance, not lack. When you see bills, you see them already paid by divine supply. When you think about money, you think from the consciousness of unlimited provision rather than limited resources. This consciousness is magnetic to miraculous demonstration. When you truly live in the feeling of answered prayer, you emit a vibrational frequency that draws your good to you through the most unexpected channels. The universe responds to your inner state of knowing with outer evidence of provision. Money appears because your consciousness has made space for it to appear. All that is mine by divine right now comes to me speedily and perfectly. This is not a request. This is a recognition of how divine law operates in your life. You are not trying to get something you don't have. You are allowing what is already yours to manifest in your experience. There is a profound difference in consciousness between these two approaches, and this difference determines the speed and completeness of your manifestation. The consciousness of answered prayer is maintained through consistent right speaking, regardless of outer appearances. If your bank account shows limitation, you speak from abundance. If bills arrive, you speak from unlimited supply. If others speak lack, you speak prosperity. You become unmovable in your consciousness of divine provision because you know that consciousness is the only reality that matters. Within hours of claiming your good with this level of absolute faith, evidence must begin appearing in your outer world. A check in the mail, an unexpected refund, a surprising gift, a business opportunity, a debt forgiven. The forms are endless because infinite intelligence has unlimited ways to deliver your good to you. Your job is to remain in the consciousness that allows divine law to work through perfect channels for your immediate supply. You are no longer someone seeking money. You are someone whose money is seeking them. You are no longer worried about provision. You are confident in divine supply. You are no longer speaking from lack. You are declaring from abundance. This is the consciousness that sees unexpected money show up within hours, because this is the consciousness that knows it has already been received. My word goes forth and does not return unto me void. Abundant supply manifests now in perfect ways. Let these words be the final declaration of your financial limitation. Let them mark the beginning of your experience of instant abundance. Speak them with the authority of divine truth. Live them with the consciousness of answered prayer. Demonstrate them with the faith that moves mountains and manifests miracles. Your supply is already yours. Your abundance is already real. Your prosperity is already established. Now speak it into visible form and watch the divine magic of immediate manifestation transform your financial life forever.